Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the installation of Dr. William N. Ruud as the 10th President of the University of Northern Iowa. Representatives from the invited colleges and universities. Representatives of the faculty and staff of the University of Northern Iowa, led by the deans of the colleges. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the President's Party.
Ladies and gentlemen, the installation of the President of the University of Northern Iowa will now be in order. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the UNI ROTC Color Guard and the singing of our national anthem by UNI student Reese Talbot. Please be seated. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the members of the President's Party who have joined in our celebration today and who will not be introduced later in the ceremony. Please rise as I read your name and remain standing until all have been introduced. I would also ask the audience to hold their applause until all have been presented. The Honorable Kim Reynolds, Lieutenant Governor of the State of Iowa. Constantine W. Curris, President of UNI, 1983 to 1995. Benjamin J. Allen, President of UNI, 2006 to 2013. Sally Mason, the President of the University of Iowa. Stephen Leith, the President of Iowa State University. From the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, Nicole Carroll. Milt Dakovich, Robert Downer, Larry McKibben, Katie Mulholland, Hannah Walsh. Members of the President's Executive Management Team, Gloria Gibson, Executive Vice President and Provost. Michael Hager, Vice President, Administration and Financial Services. Terry Hogan, Vice President, Student Affairs. William Calhoun, Vice President, University Advancement. Patricia Gettleman, Special Assistant to the President for Board and Governmental Relations. Sashi Kaparthi, Chief Information Officer. Scott Kettleson, Director of University Relations. Brenda Baczynski, Executive Assistant to the President. And representing AFS CME covered employees, Susie Baker. Representing the United Faculty, Francis Denon. Representing professional and scientific employees, Jean Weasley. We also have three special guests in the audience that we welcome today and ask them to stand and be recognized. Judy Ruud, Pat Allen, and Joe Hearn Curtis. Thank you for joining us today for this special university celebration. It is an academic tradition to offer greetings to the new president from representatives of various groups and individuals with a special interest in the university. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Tom Madsen, President of the Northern Iowa Student Government. He brings greetings on behalf of the students of the university.
Good morning. It is my honor and privilege to speak on behalf of the student body here at our wonderful university. It was only 3 years ago that I began my journey here at UNI as a young freshman, ready to take on the world and to start a new chapter in my life. Cedar Falls, you see, is the perfect place to grow, and it's the perfect distance from my home in Council Bluffs, because it is close enough to go home when I begin to miss my family, but far enough that my mother could not call me home when the house needed a good spring cleaning. Freshman year truly is a magical time for growing adults, and I will never forget the eye-opening moments when I realized how special UNI is and how blessed I was to be there. In the first year of college, a student really falls in love with their university. They are excited about the programs and the faculty. They are excited about the opportunities and experiences. But above all, freshman students are most excited to meet other students. It has been a humbling last few months to watch Bill Ruud experience many of the same feelings I had when I was a freshman and what most seniors describe as ancient history. While talking with Bill Ruud, I often see my freshman self, both of us excited about the different colleges, the Panther sports teams, the many student organizations, but most importantly, I see a man who, like me, is excited to make UNI his home and its students his new family. Watching the new president of UNI live by the motto of putting students first has been one of the greatest and most comforting experiences I have had in college. President Ruud's passion for supporting students is manifested in his many speeches and ideas, but it is most evident in the smiles and small gestures that he gives. Whether it is helping students move into the dorms, meeting students at night with what all growing minds need, ice cream, or sitting down with students and asking them about their experiences, Bill Ruud embodies the spirit of service and leadership to students. There is no doubt in my mind that Bill Ruud will do an outstanding job as the next president of the University of Northern Iowa. And as my journey in college comes to an end, I know I can feel as enthusiastic about the future of our great university as I did my freshman year. Like any freshman, Bill Ruud is ecstatic about starting his journey at UNI. And there are so many things happening that would make anybody excited. But it makes me proud to know that above all, Bill Ruud is most excited to meet and support the heart and soul of a university, its students. Getting to know Bill Ruud has been one of the greatest honors I have had, not only as a student, but as a young man. And on behalf of the loving and very excited student body, I would like to welcome you and Judy to the University of Northern Iowa. Thank you.
Thank you, President Madsen. Ms. Julie Jacobson, President of the Supervisory and Confidential Council, brings greetings on behalf of the staff of the University of Northern Iowa. Ms. Jacobson.
It is my honor to represent the merit, professional and scientific, and supervisory and confidential staff in welcoming Dr. Ruud to UNI as our 10th president. It was also my honor to serve on the search committee. Out of the candidates the committee met, Bill impressed me that he just wasn't looking for a position at any old university, but that he wanted to come to UNI. He wanted to be purple for life. He has already displayed his enthusiasm and energy in getting to know the campus, community, and state. On one of the hottest days of this summer, he and Judy unloaded boxes, bags, and baggage, helping students move into the dorms. He has already initiated efforts to bring more students to campus. Personally, I just hope we can keep up with him. Throughout the years, we believe we have had and will continue to have great people working at UNI. We work hard to support our students and encourage their success while at UNI and after they leave the university. We look forward to partnering with Bill to continue UNI's success as the comprehensive university in the state of Iowa. We appreciate the time and effort he has put forth to meet with our leadership and staff members and look forward to supporting his efforts in the months and years ahead. Welcome, Bill and Judy. We are very happy to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. Dr. Jeffrey Funderburk, Chair of the Faculty, brings greetings to the President on behalf of the faculty of the University of Northern Iowa. Dr. Funderburk.
Good morning. Thank you. It's my privilege today to speak on behalf of the UNI faculty and to welcome President Bill Ruud and his wife, Dr. Judy Ruud, to the UNI family. As a member of the search committee, I saw from the first interview that candidate Ruud recognized this institution's inherent strengths and understood the incredible benefits that accrue to the state of Iowa by sustaining this institution. He recognized that key elements of UNI's core mission are central to the success of the state of Iowa. Some of those are educating the citizens of Iowa, helping to provide a well-educated workforce, and aiding in economic development. And he saw that this institution is well positioned to continue to succeed in its mission. It was clear that Bill had also seen the many reports that show UNI to have very strong product ratings, to borrow a business analogy. Our graduation rates, retention rates, and virtually every other measure of how effective we are at educating students places us in the top ranks of universities nationally, and often on top when compared to other institutions within our state. Given the difficult times that UNI experienced in the previous few years, it was telling that Bill could look past the various news reports and see UNI for the strong and healthy institution it is. More importantly, he he was able to articulate a clear and positive vision for this university going forward. From the first interview, Bill was embracing the identity of UNI as the comprehensive University of Iowa, and he has continued to do so at every opportunity. President Ruud has begun to celebrate the many benefits that UNI brings to the state of Iowa. He demonstrates a sincere commitment and passion for the primary role of a comprehensive university, that of providing a well-rounded education to a broad spectrum of students. In these first few months on the job, President Ruud has begun to share his vision and chart a course for the future of UNI. He has done this while recognizing that we will need to work collaboratively in order to achieve this vision. Many changes have been implemented to improve communications and to reach out to all stakeholders for advice and consultation. Even in the short time President Ruud has been on campus, there's already a perception that UNI has been strengthened, and a sense of hope and optimism has returned to our campus community. On behalf of the UNI faculty, I want to express our sincere appreciation to President Ruud and Judy for agreeing to join us. We are eager to work with you to achieve our shared vision for UNI. Together and with the help of state leaders, we look forward to finally addressing UNI's unique financial challenges in order to more effectively serve our students and the state of Iowa. In short, we look forward to working with you to improve this institution and are confident that with your leadership, UNI will become better known as the outstanding comprehensive University of Iowa. Welcome to the University of Northern Iowa.
Thank you, Dr. Funderburg. Greetings on behalf of the alumni of the university are shared today by Mr. Justin Bierman, Chair of the University of Northern Iowa Alumni Association Board of Directors.
Bill, Judy, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Alumni Association and the over 107,000 living alumni of this great university, I'm honored to welcome both of you to UNI. Congratulations on becoming the 10th president of such a beloved place to so many. For our alumni, each trip back to Cedar Falls is very much like going home. For me personally, there's a level of anticipation I feel when I drive into Cedar Falls. You know, when you're coming in on 58 and you hit the curve and you can see the Campanile and you can see the dome and you're like, I'm almost there. And I think for each of our alums, as they come to town, they spot those items and they see their old dorms, and they take in the campus and they explore the places they used to check out as students, whether it's the buildings on campus or seeing the progress that's been made throughout the community, and really having that sense of, wow, hey, that's new. I remember that. There really is an undeniable pride and sense of accomplishment among UNI alums. It's being able to look back and say, wow, we did some incredible things while we were here. Whether it was the friends we made, the professors who touched our lives, or maybe even meeting the love of our life, our experiences have attached us so very deeply to UNI. So, as you take the reins, Bill, of this university, I invite you to lean on our alumni to help drive and accomplish your goals. Engage us, ask of us. Doing incredible things at this institution doesn't have to be limited to the time that we spent here as students. So again, I welcome both of you to UNI, and we look forward to a bright future through your leadership.
I would now like to introduce Mrs. Rose Lorenz, Chair of the UNI Foundation Board of Trustees, who provides greetings on behalf of the Cedar Valley.
President and Mrs. Ruud and distinguished guests. On behalf of the Cedar Valley community, we welcome you to the University of Northern Iowa and our Cedar Valley community. The Cedar Valley is so blessed to have the quality of life and educational attributes provided by UNI. As the University of Northern Iowa Foundation Board Chair and a Cedar Valley collaborator, I understand University of Northern Iowa's impact on the local community, the state of Iowa, as well as at the national level. President Ruud, in the short time you have been here on campus, you have taken great strides to move this university forward. As president, it is ever so important to strengthen and build relationships with key stakeholders at the personal, professional, and legislative levels, while upholding and promoting UNI's excellent education, research impact, and quality of life opportunities available to our citizens, young and old alike. As many know, I join many stakeholders and supporters who are very proud of their association with UNI. We all advocate for Purple Pride, not only in the Cedar Valley, but also in the state of Iowa. With all this said, President Ruud, one person and the team they lead can make a difference. Please know, though, we offer to you our community team. Our energies, outreach, capacities, and resources are available to help you escalate UNI on the many fronts you need to navigate. With collaboration, we will help you set the stage and the University of Northern Iowa forward and onward as a nationally recognized and highly supported academic institution of the future. We wish you the best with many wonderful years of success serving our campus and the communities. Go Panthers.
Thank you, Mrs. Lorenz. At this time, I introduce Mr. Bruce Rastetter, President of the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, who brings greetings to Dr. Ruud on behalf of the board. President Rastetter.
Good morning. It's indeed a very special day for the University of Northern Iowa, and in particular the state of Iowa. On behalf of the Board of Regents, we couldn't be more pleased with the outcome and the opportunity for the University of Northern Iowa. I think as we think about our responsibility as a Board of Regents, arguably one of the most important responsibilities that we have is the process and selection of a president for one of our three universities. And critically, an important part of that process begins with the search committee. And I'd like to take a moment and just have the audience thank the search committee. A number of members are here for the outstanding job that they all did through this process. Bill, Judy, all of us on the board, and I know a number of people that have met you across Iowa, are excited about this university and the opportunity that both of you provide for leadership and being part of the Northern Iowa family. Thank you.
Thank you, President Rastetter. We are pleased to have with us today the Honorable Terry E. Branstad, Governor of the State of Iowa, who brings greetings to Dr. Ruud and the university on behalf of the people of the State of Iowa. Governor Branstad.
Thank you. On behalf of the people of Iowa, Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds and I want to welcome Dr. Bill Ruud and Judy to the state of Iowa and to the University of Northern Iowa, one of the finest higher education institutions you'll find anywhere. You will find, actually you've already found, that the people of Iowa are warm, welcoming, and extraordinary people. You will enjoy the positive attitude and the work ethic of the students that you interact with here at UNI. Students from across Iowa, the nation, and the globe made this journey to Cedar Falls recognizing the world-class education they would receive here at UNI. One thing you'll quickly recognize is that your graduates will be highly sought after in this global economy. I just returned from a trade mission to India and was met by the American ambassador to India, Nancy Powell, who is a graduate of the University of Northern Iowa. She hosted us at the embassy. She is an outstanding diplomat and represents this university and our country very well in that very large and important part of the world. A degree from the University of Northern Iowa signals high quality standard as an indicator to employers that they are hiring a smart, well-rounded, reliable employee. I should know, because we're proud to have a number of Panther alumni working for my administration in the state of Iowa. And one of the key ones is David Rotc, who is our Chief State Financial Officer, Director of the Department of Management. I would also point out former Lieutenant Governor Joy Corning, who served with me as Lieutenant Governor for 8 years, who's also in the audience. Joy, thank you for your service. And Dr. Ruud, thank you for committing your time, talents, and energy to Iowa and to the University of Northern Iowa. The Lieutenant Governor and I look forward to working with you, and we are excited to see the great things that you will achieve in advancing this storied institution of higher learning. Again, welcome. We're proud to have you here at UNI.
Thank you, Governor Branstad. Congressman Bruce Braley and United States Senator Charles Grassley are unable to join us today. Don't know why. However, both have taken the time to share greetings with Dr. Ruud and the university via video presentation.
Hi, I'm Congressman Bruce Braley, and I want to welcome President William Ruud as the 10th president of the University of Northern Iowa. President Ruud knows that my mother, Marcia Braley, started her college education at Iowa State Teachers College in the 1940s. She returned in the 1960s to the State College of Iowa to get a 4-year teaching degree and was in one of the first graduating classes at the University of Northern Iowa. My mother bleeds Panther purple and gold, and she would be so proud to know that the university is in good hands and President Ruud will be leading it forward into the future. UNI is a tremendous asset to the Cedar Valley, and my wife Carolyn and I have lived here for 30 years and have seen the enormous benefits that the university offers to the entire region. We are proud to have you join us in the community, President Ruud. We look forward to a long stay and a strong working relationship with everyone in the Cedar Valley, and we are honored to have you installed as UNI's next president. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. This is your Senator Chuck Grassley. It's a great pleasure to take part in the installation of President Ruud. He's only the 10th president in our university's history. His selection is very important, and his leadership will be essential in helping the university navigate the ongoing challenges for higher education. I've had the opportunity to meet with President Ruud, and I've seen him in action several times. His vision for the university includes increasing enrollment, something he has experience with in his career of more than 30 years. He wants to make UNI even better known and even more attractive to a wider variety of students. This is an appealing idea to me because I've known the quality of the university for a very long time, having attended myself and living just a stone's throw away, as many of you know. A well-functioning public university is an enormous asset to its surrounding community, and of course, to the entire state at large. When this university's graduates launch their career as educators or go on to law school or even to work in the nation's capital, we're all pleased as Iowans to send them off into productive endeavors. The University of Northern Iowa is in some ways a hidden gem. And you know, I have great confidence that President Ruud will make this gem shine brighter than ever in the years to come.
We thank both Congressman Braley and Senator Grassley for their remarks. It is appropriate and fitting that the greetings to the new president include artistic offerings, as well as good wishes. I am very pleased to introduce to you Mr. Jeffrey Brick, voice professor, accompanied by the UNI Wind Symphony under the direction of Dr. Ronald Johnson. Thank you, Professor Brick and the members of the UNI Wind Symphony. Dr. Fred Luthans, University and Holmes Distinguished Professor of Management at the University of Nebraska, has graciously consented to present Dr. Ruud to the university community. Dr. Luthans.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate this honor to be here. I'm going to just give very informal remarks. What an act to follow. Wow, that was wonderful. Anyway, I really appreciate this because not only do I have a chance to brag about my student Bill, but it's kind of hard for me to call him Dr. Ruud, or even more hard to call him President Ruud. To me, he's got to call me Dr. Luthans, though. So. But I welcome the opportunity because not only can I brag a little bit about Bill, but I'm also a native Iowan. So I have always followed the ISTC as a kid growing up and always loved the sports and now the academics too. Wonderful, wonderful university. I'm so proud of this place and to be be from Iowa. Even though I've got all my degrees from Hawkeye Land, I still always have followed the Panthers. And of course, got a big game tomorrow, I believe, and youngster from my hometown, David Johnson, is going to lead us to victory over those Go Panthers. So now I could talk about Bill as an MBA student under me. I remember him coming right out of UND, not state up there, but sitting in that kind of tiered classroom that we have for our MBA classes, and Bill was, this bright-eyed, smart young guy up there, and I could tell you about that. I could tell you about his PhD work, where he really was an outstanding PhD student for us. I'll never forget that his dissertation was a natural experiment, which is very difficult to accomplish, where he found through empirical research that how we pay people may be as important as how much we pay people. So when raise time comes up, he's going to hand you the check personally. And I kid Bill that, all of his administrative positions he's affected thousands of students, but I still talk about that study that he did in my classes because it's a landmark study in compensation literature. But I will talk about Bill and Judy because I think this is a good side of Bill you really have to know as well. So my wife and I, Kay over here, she's from Marshalltown, by the way. Kay and I had a young family, 4 little kids, and she just couldn't bear to ever go with me on some of these trips that we take for conventions and all until Bill and Judy showed up. And at that point, when we got to know Bill and Judy, and I do include Judy in this, of course, because at that point she said, hey, we can leave our kids with those 2, no problem. So we had so much respect and so much trust in these 2 that, that just carries forth today. That's the kind of people they are. Just who else would give their 4 kids this way? But they still remember that, by the way, and we do too. It's part of our family history. But you can't let me get by without talking a little bit about my academic work. So I'm a professor, and it's hard to shut me up here, I guess, but my academic work in recent years is taking positive psychology to the workplace, okay? And I have this concept that I call psychological capital, okay? And we've identified 4 positive resources that people have. They are hope, both the will and the way, not only the willpower, but how are you going to accomplish the goals that you set out? That's called hope. The E stands for efficacy, or confidence, okay? The R stands for resiliency, and you have to have resiliency to be in these positions like he's in. You have to be able to bounce back. Budget cuts, how do I make that positive? And then the 4th one, optimism. That's the O. And optimism is, looking toward the future, looking at the half-full glass, etc. I know of no one that represents that H-E-R-O, that's hero, than Bill Ruud. He is truly personifies what I talk about in my work on psychological capital. He is going to be a hero, not only to me, to my family, but to this UNI community and family. So as I start off saying, I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so proud to have my hero, and soon, my research will predict your hero, Bill Ruud. Thank you.
Board of Regents President Bruce Rastetter, assisted by Northern Iowa Student Government President Tom Madsen, will officially perform the installation. President Rastetter, President Madsen, please join Dr. Ruud at the podium.
Dr. Ruud, following an extensive nationwide search and with the concurrence of representatives of the university, you have been selected by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, to serve as the 10th President of the University of Northern Iowa. For more than 137 years, this university has been known for its excellence in teaching, scholarship, public service, and educational leadership. You were selected to head this university as we move forward in the 21st century. The Board of Regents could not be more pleased to have found a person of your leadership, integrity, intellect, deep regard for academic values, passion for learning, and commitment to students. The university community salute you, welcome you, and we all are committed to moving this university forward with you. William N. Ruud, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, it is with great pride that I hereby install you as the 10th President of the University of Northern Iowa. On behalf of the citizens of Iowa, I hereby vest in you the power and obligations attendant to your office and bestow upon you our best wishes.
Presidents Rastetter and Madsen present President Ruud with the medallion, marking the transfer of authority and responsibilities of the presidency to him.
Fred, thanks a million. Thank you so very much for those kind words. As a key architect of my academic and administrative career, I owe you a debt of gratitude that I can never repay. So in the same manner that you helped me, I'll continue paying it forward to help others. I hope you know how important it is for me to have you join us today, and so thanks. Governor Branstad, Lieutenant Governor Reynolds, Senator and UNI alumnus Grassley, and Representative Braley by video, Regent President Rastetter, Regent President Pro Tem, and UNI alumna Mulholland, members of the Board of Regents, distinguished members of the Platform Party, institutional representatives, Representative Rogers, Mayor Clark, Mayor Cruz, students, I like the t-shirts, faculty and staff, alumni, members of the Greater Cedar Falls Waterloo community, and many friends and supporters of the University of Northern Iowa, thank you so very much for joining us today. I'm very honored by your presence and the opportunity you've given me to serve as the 10th president of this great university. First of all, I want to thank my out-of-town family and friends for traveling so far to join us today. Bevan Louis Kish, Judy's brother and his wife, come all the way from Orange County, California. Milt Richards and his wife, Amy Bublak, from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Milt and Amy are longtime friends who I worked with at CSU Stanislaus. Jerry Korb and his wife Lori. Jerry was my college roommate at the University of North Dakota, and no, you are not allowed to ask him any questions. Keith Anderson and his wife Patty from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Keith is a fraternity brother from UND, and no, you can't ask him any questions either. Bob Boylan, my good friend from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Thanks for coming, Bob. Of course, my very good friend and mentor, Fred Luthans, his wife, Kay, from Lincoln, Nebraska. Fred, thanks a million. And thank you for teaching me early in my career that universities are student-centered and learner-centered environments. Big greetings to Judy's mom and dad, Linda and Lou Kish from Boulder City, Nevada. Well, they couldn't join us today. For the first time, they are watching us live on video streaming. Mom and Dad, thanks a million for everything you've done for us. Three people I think about daily, I know are watching from above. My mom and dad, Marjorie and John Ruud, my brother Marty. I can't thank them enough for shaping me into the person I am today. And finally, very, very specially, my wife and best friend of 37 years, Judy, I love you. I also want to thank the installation committee led by chairs Jan Hanisch, John Valentine, and Jennifer Yarrow. Along with their team, they've done an amazing job organizing this installation. Thank you. I'm also pleased that my fellow Regents University President, Sally Mason from the University of Iowa, and he makes me say this, Steve Leith from the Iowa State University. Everybody's got to have a "the," Steve, you know. Together, our three public universities under the great leadership of the Board of Regents give Iowa and Iowa students three great first choices for their public undergraduate and graduate education. Well, I've only known President Mason and President Leith a short time. We've already worked collaboratively to serve Iowa's citizens, and I know we'll continue this great partnership. In 1970, I had the opportunity to begin my college career, and as I often told my mother, I loved it so much that now, 43 years later, I'm still here. Like many of you, I feel very fortunate to live in a country that provides educational opportunities to help us develop our passion, think critically, fulfill our dreams, and adapt to change. Well, those opportunities are equally important. Seeing how quickly things have changed since 1970 shows the importance of teaching future generations about adapting to change. For example, since 1970, we've gone from boom boxes that played music from tapes. You guys know what tapes are? Okay. To iPods that instantly download music, mainframe computers housed in room-sized metal frames, to laptop-sized iPads with Wi-Fi connections, landline telephones to cell phones, paper maps to GPS systems, gas cars to hybrid cars to electric cars, and now solar-powered cars. Surgery performed by human hands to robotic surgery. Medical advances including organ transplants, and of course the all-important online shopping and e-commerce. Rapidly advancing technology requires that we continue positioning the University of Northern Iowa to help students not only adapt to change, but also to lead that change. We must continue providing students who pass through UNI's hallowed halls with a high-quality education that allows them to succeed and excel in an ever-changing global environment. To put that in perspective, sometime in their career, the vast majority of today's kindergarten students will hold a job that has not yet been invented. Additionally, many of today's college graduates will have 10 or more jobs before they reach the age of 40. Today, many of those jobs are in fields that did not exist years ago. Fields like e-business, new media and social media, nanotechnology, organic agriculture, and homeland security. Tomorrow, many of those jobs will be ones that don't exist today. Jobs like robot mechanic, space tour guide, drone dispatcher, earthquake tornado predictor, and my favorite, hydrogen fuel station manager. Knowing that, we as educators must prepare students for a future that is certain to change and help them embrace that change. Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, then change your attitude. Similarly, Karen Kaiser Clark said, life is change. Growth is optional. Choose wisely. We must take that advice and share it with our students. We must continue giving our students the tools, problem solving and critical thinking, and the skills, reading, writing, math, and science, to live in our current environment and adapt to new environments. Embracing that change requires continuing to help our students not only become educated and skilled professionals, but also to become compassionate and ethical people who are engaged in improving the world. At UNI, every day, both inside and outside the classroom, our outstanding faculty, staff, and administrators do those things as they challenge students to do their best, learn from mistakes, and become better citizens. At UNI, our philosophy of caring for students is deeply embedded in the education we provide. We teach students things they can't or won't find simply in textbooks, computers, or other technology. We help them learn how to care for one another in this rapidly changing and technology-centered world. One of the many ways we do that at UNI is to provide students different opportunities to live and learn together. Those include opportunities to join over 250 student groups, like our debate teams, our musical groups, and our athletic teams. Those include opportunities to attend academic seminars, engage in faculty-student research, and participate in work-study programs where students learn to collaborate with and support other students and professors. While there are many examples, one of the more recent examples involved 14 University of Northern Iowa students who were joined by 8 students from the University of Toledo and 2 UNI faculty members in presenting an 8-hour workshop directed at sharing the leadership and program methods utilized in the Camp Adventure Child and Youth Services Program at the Leisure and Recreation Association of South Africa's Congress, held in September this year in Durban, South Africa. This was clearly an outstanding experience and an opportunity for all involved. At UNI, the care for our students is apparent in the sense of community that gives life to campus. It is the personal connection I just mentioned between and among students and faculty, staff, and administrators. While technology is important, we must also remember that these relationships are the hallmark of UNI. No electronic communication or computer technology can provide that relationship. Technology may move at the speed of light, but it can never move at the speed of the heart. Shortly after I joined UNI last May, it became clear that the campus community, the faculty, the staff, the students, and the alumni community are very, very proud of this outstanding university. I quickly understood that when people say "Purple for Life," it's more than just a saying. Among other things, it shows they're committed to UNI and the UNI Panther family. This UNI spirit is not just empowering and inspiring, it's transformational. It enhances our motivation, our morale, and our performance. UNI has had many successes over the past 137 years, and I know it will have many more successes in the future. As Sir Isaac Newton said in his letter to Robert Hooke in February 1675, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." As we embark on our future success, let us always remember that we do it by standing on the shoulders of giants, some very special giants. James C. Gilchrist, Homer H. Searley, Orville P. Latham, Malcolm P. Price, James W. Bill Mauker, John Camerick, Constantine Dino Curris, Robert Bob Koob, and Benjamin Ben Allen. These past presidents have used their skilled leadership, foresight, and true love for UNI to make it one of the best universities in the Midwest and the nation. These past presidents have positioned me to lead this university forward from a position of strength, and for that, I thank them. One thing that has made every one of the last 127 days since I arrived, not that I'm counting, all right? One thing that has made every one of the last 127 days since I arrived so wonderful and worthwhile, it's seeing the many accomplishments of UNI and its diverse members. While those accomplishments are way too numerous to mention, I'd like to highlight a few. In the latest U.S. News & World Report, we retained our #2 ranking among public regional Midwest universities and our ranking in the category of combined private and public regional Midwest universities improved from number 22 to number 13. UNI has been included in the 100 Best Values in Public Colleges by Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine. Our receipt of a $1 million gift from the Jardine Family Foundation to establish the Ben and Pat Allen Endowed Scholarship Fund. The Chronicle of Higher Education named UNI as a top producer of U.S. Fulbright scholars, 3 in 2012-13, and again 3 more in 2013-14. Our physics teacher education program was cited as one of the 11 outstanding programs in the nation in the report Transforming the Preparation of Physics Teachers, a Call to Action. The Center for Social and Behavioral Research has conducted over 600 research projects on health, crime, education, and public policy, and it annually generates dozens of successful reports and publications. Our College of Education is the largest of Iowa's 32 teacher education programs. Nearly 33% of all current teachers in Iowa and nearly 40% of all the superintendents and principals in Iowa are UNI alumni. In May 2013, it was reported that our students in the Master's in Accounting program had a 100% pass rate on their first attempt of the CPA exam within 30 days of graduation, and an overall 60% pass rate on their first attempt at the CPA exam by all accounting graduates. The national average for pass the first time is 11%. The Ncaa Report. The Ncaa reported 5 UNI sports teams posted multi-year academic progress rates in the top 10% of their squads in respective sports, the most of any school in the Missouri Valley Conference. When this fall started, I shared my 4 goals for 2013-14 with our faculty, staff, and students. I'll list those 4 goals and then tell you briefly about each of them. Recruitment efforts and focus, quality, efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability, accessibility, affordability, and student success, and relationships with key stakeholders. Given the past 2 years of enrollment challenges, top priority is recruiting and retaining students, and we're seeing some success. This year, our total enrollment is 12,159. That's 359 more students than our budgeted enrollment projections. Additionally, we improved our student retention rate. This fall, the rate of students returning for a second year is 82.9%. That's an increase of 1.6% from last year, and it is the highest retention rate at UNI since 2007. Comparatively, the national average for retention at institutions similar to UNI is about 10% lower at 71.7%. Our students continue to graduate sooner and with less debt. Relative to this, we had an 8% drop in student indebtedness, nearly $2,000 per student during the last academic year. Each of you plays a key role in all of these efforts, particularly the faculty. Research shows that oftentimes, in fact most times, students succeed if we put them first. At UNI, we do put students first. Research also shows that it's often the relationship a faculty member has with a student that makes a difference in that student's decision to challenge him or herself, engage in research, or frankly just even stay enrolled at the university. From a recruitment perspective, we also know that students who connect with a faculty member, whether at a UNI open house, scholarship competition, or somewhere else, are more likely to apply and enroll. Students are wise. They know and understand how important it is to have opportunities to work closely with faculty. That's why I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the UNI faculty for their commitment to helping us recruit, retain, and educate students. Thank you. We're also improving our enrollment management structure and process. That includes having more robust in- and out-of-state recruitment and retention, especially in states bordering Iowa. To recruit students, we are also actively engaging the help of our alumni who reside inside and outside of Iowa, involving current UNI students to help recruit students from their hometown high schools and expanding and strengthening our partnerships with Iowa community colleges. We must maintain and enhance the quality of our academic and non-academic programs. Any new and reallocated resources must be intentionally distributed to strategic areas of demand and emerging importance. There is a clear and distinct need for a new budget model for distributing state appropriations. To address this, the Board of Regents has appointed a task force to review a new budget model. That task force is led by former Regent Dave Miles. We are hopeful that the task force is considering a new model based partially on our current incremental model of funding a base amount and including some incentive-based funding to promote innovation and growth. This new model must also be transparent, inclusive, and strategic. We will continue to implement strategic efforts to increase student access and success. Awarding financial aid and assistance based on a student's demonstrated financial need and recruiting high-quality students remain priorities. We will also improve our marketing efforts to support and positively impact enrollment and brand recognition of UNI. To address affordability and accessibility for students, in September, our Board of Regents approved a proposal to put forth to our legislature. That includes freezing tuition for undergraduate resident students for the second consecutive year, provided the General Assembly approves an additional 4% or $3.7 million for inflation. We're seeking our current base appropriation of $83.2 million and funds to address our fiscal stabilization of $10 million. This is one-time money for this year, and we need to make these funds a permanent part of our base. The result is that we have an FY 2015 general fund-based budget of $96.9 million. Again, this is proposed. I know the governor and the legislature will weigh in and decide on this request next spring. He's here. I had to talk to him. Yeah. We are also seeking funds for a Bachelor of Applied Science program, an entrepreneur outreach program for Iowa small businesses, and we are again seeking funds to support the very successful Governor's STEM Advisory Council initiative of $5.2 million. I will continue working to strengthen the relationships among faculty, staff, and students. In addition, I remain steadfast in my commitment that external relationships among alumni, donors, state legislators, the governor, and other elected officials and friends of the university must remain a top priority. We will also continue our ambitious external fundraising and friend-raising. After we completed our Imagine the Impact campaign a year early with $158 million on a goal of $150 million, we continue with our focus on students and the Student Scholarship Initiative, and have already successfully raised nearly $11 million toward a $40 million goal. As we begin to craft our 2015-2020 University Strategic Plan, we must also examine a little bit further into the future our next two fundraising timeframes, 2014 to 2019, 2019 to 2026. 2026 is a very important date for this fabulous institution. It is not only the 150th anniversary, but it's also the 100th anniversary of the Campanile. As my last goal shows, transparency, inclusion, and collaboration are important to me. I'm doing several things to foster those goals, including sending messages to campus more frequently and sharing more information. Information is powerful, and sharing it is even more powerful. It is important to me, and I will work tirelessly to keep all of you informed and engaged in a process of our strategic goals. I am optimistic and excited for this year. We have made some structural organization changes to help implement these goals I just discussed. In addition to our executive leadership team, we increased our cabinet, the principal information distribution, discussion, and deliberation forum for UNI from 9 members to 43 members. That cabinet group now includes the academic deans, administrators, faculty senate chair, the United Faculty President, representatives of all our staff organizations, professional and scientific, supervisory and confidential, and Merit ASME. Our students will also have their voice heard on that cabinet as well. I am committed to working with everyone, faculty, staff, and students, to better this great university. Together, we will move forward. Today, I began my remarks by discussing technology and change. Within Iowa and the entire Midwest region, our students will need to change. while businesses, communities, nonprofits, governments, and other employees will seek individuals with a great work ethic, a solid core of talent, and the ability to change. The citizens of Iowa will continue to demand more of its Regents universities. Change is good, and as we continue to embrace it, we must continue to build our solid partnerships and forge new and more successful partnerships to meet those demands. As a realist, I know that while my words will be preserved as part of UNI's history, gradually memories will fade of this event. But I hope that we'll remember our shared passion for education, our belief in our students and their impact on the future, and the successes that will be the University of Northern Iowa's for years to come. The Blessed Teresa of Calcutta, Mother Teresa, said, quite simply, yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come. We have today, let us begin. Indeed, let us begin. I accept the responsibility and challenge for you and I. I promise to do everything possible to work collaboratively with you to uphold and enhance the legacy of this magnificent institution. Remember, we are UNI. We're united, we're unique, we're unified. As has been said before, we are the regional comprehensive university in the state of Iowa. I got to have a "the" too, Steve. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for being part of the UNI family. Thank you for believing in UNI. We are more than just the University of Northern Iowa. We are the university for Iowa. Go Panthers.
Thank you, President Ruud. Today's ceremony constitutes a milestone in the continuing and distinguished history of the university. It serves to renew and reinforces the strong sense of mission and tradition that have guided the institution since its founding in 1876, and which motivates us today to lead in teaching, scholarship, and public service. Please stand while the UNI Varsity Men's Glee Club, under the direction of Dr. John Wiles, sings the UNI alma mater.
True in spirit.
And please be seated. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the faculty and student musicians who have shared their talents with us this morning. Please help me thank the UNI Wind Symphony under the direction of Dr. Ronald Johnson, Senior Music Major Reese Talbot, Professor Jeffrey Brick, the UNI Varsity Men's Glee Club under the direction of Dr. John Wiles, and Dr. Robert Washut and Professor Chris Mertz, who will be providing music at the reception to follow. Thank you all. I would ask that you remain seated until all official parties on the stage have recessed, and I invite everyone to attend the reception in honor of President and Mrs. Ruud in the lobby immediately following the ceremony.